Drake had the same type of run, if not more phenomenal than Dre in this present era.
He did.
We've never seen nothing like that happen.
Recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
Yeah, that's my young boy.
big hits. He looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying, Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
so to be compared,
let me
that young kid out.
Let me.
he was young and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. Let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I want to go there.
Hold on.
I want to go down the line now because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
Listen,
let's go statistically.
It feels great.
No, but I want to go statistically because when people be like,
I feel the same way, but
and forget about the numbers. There's nothing. There's never is me putting me up against anybody. I'm taking me every time. Every time.
Okay, but let me say something though, Jim.
In every category, I get busy.
Drake just threw his weight behind Jim Jones after Jim started flexing, saying he's hotter than Nas. And Drake's reason for jumping into this beef is straight up petty. Drake thought he and Nas were good, but when Pusha T spilled that Nas is about to drop a feature on the upcoming Clips album, Drake lost it. That one move had Drake instantly picking sides with Jim, like he's trying to get revenge on Nas for linking with his enemy. While the rest of the industry stepped way back from Jim's wild claims, Drake is doubling down like he's got something to prove. And Jim? He's out here running his mouth, crowning Drake as the best rapper alive. Better than Nas, better than Jay-Z, better than every legend in the game. Can you believe that? He's acting like Drake is untouchable. And check this, Jim is even caping for Drake's messy legal fight with UMG. Y'all know Drake is suing his own label because they cleared Kendrick's diss on Not Like Us, right? The whole industry is clowning Drake for trying to settle rap beefs in court like it's Judge Judy. But Jim's out here saying Drake's doing it for the culture like it's some heroic mission. So what's really going on here? Are Drake and Jim just pulling the ultimate troll to get attention? Or are they really so lost in their own hype that they think they're the only ones who see the truth while the rest of the world is blind? Let's unpack how Jim's big mouth turned the rap scene upside down. And even with everyone dragging him, Jim went full stubborn mode, bragging that he helped Nas go viral for the first time in years. Like he's doing Nas a favor or something. Fans were not having it at all. The comment sections lit up instantly with people calling Jim flat out disrespectful. Most were in shock that Jim Jones even thought he deserved to be in the same convo as Nas, while others were clowning him so hard they couldn't stop laughing. It didn't matter that Jim's been grinding for 20 years. Once he tried to put himself on Nas's level, the whole rap world stopped caring about Jim's so-called legacy. Bro, we're talking about Nas, the man who dropped Illmatic at 20 and still racks up Grammy nods 3 decades later. Legends like RZA straight up call Nas a genius. He once said Nas is like the Bobby Fischer of MCs. But does Jim back off? Nope. He's doubling down again, teasing a new interview with Angie Martinez where he's already hinting he's gonna keep talking wild about Nas. Looks like Jim's determined to stir this pot until it boils over. What do you think? Has Jim lost touch with reality or is he playing the game perfectly? Now, if you peep the comments, fans are fed up with this nonsense and straight up calling Jim out for clout chasing like there's no tomorrow. One person snapped, "Why is this man-child so obsessed with going viral? That's literally all he's been trying to do for weeks now. Does he actually think disrespecting Nas will help him sell more records?" Another fan roasted him even harder, saying, "How you lose a rap beef you started when your opponent didn't even drop a single bar or response?" And let's keep it real. That's the cold truth right there. Nas hasn't said a word this whole time, proving he doesn't even see Jim as someone worth his breath. But just when everyone thought this tired conversation would finally fade away, Drake decided to crash the party like the most random guest ever. This whole beef had absolutely nothing to do with Drake, yet he jumped in anyway, like he couldn't resist the chance to throw his own shade at Nas. Drake posted a photo of himself chilling with Jim, basically co-signing all the wild stuff Jim's been spewing. Then Jim jumped into the comments to write, "Men have respect, mafia rules, a toast to the last ones left." Can you believe this? Fans went off in the comments, dragging both of them and saying this just confirmed Drake and Jim as the corniest duo in rap. Because let's be real, Drake popping up to back Jim has nothing to do with loyalty and everything to do with his love for rage baiting and keeping the drama sizzling. Everybody knows Drake lives for being a contrarian. It's like his secret sauce to stay in the spotlight and keep stacking that clout. But there's more to why he's backing Jim so hard. Drake and Jim actually go way back, and Jim's one of the few people in the game who openly took Drake's side during his beef with Kendrick. When Drake filed that wild defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group for letting Kendrick drop Not Like Us, Jim hyped it up and called Drake's lawsuit a straight-up power move. And Jim wasn't shy about it either. During an interview with Angela Yee, he boldly claimed Drake has done more for hip-hop culture than most rappers out here. Can you believe that? But Jim kept the love train rolling. He later declared Drake not just one of the best living MCs, but the best rapper of all time. And to top it all off, Jim literally called Drake his spirit animal. That's next level fanboying. Now let's talk about Drake's feelings. He's been Dipset's biggest cheerleader since day one, always shouting out Harlem and throwing love to Cameron, Jules Santana, and of course, Jim himself. Back in 2023, Jim even crowned Drake as the honorary 5th member of Dipset, like he's part of the squad. But here's the kicker. Sure, Drake and Jim got mad love for each other, but Drake jumping headfirst into this Jim versus Nas mess has nothing to do with loyalty or standing up for a friend. The real reason? Drake's still salty, because guess what just dropped? Clips dropped the official track list for their new album, and according to Complex, Nas is one of the big features. And that's gotta sting Drake since Pusha T, his old enemy, runs with Clips. Looks like Drake just couldn't resist using Jim's drama as the perfect excuse to throw shade back at Nas and the whole Clips crew. Nas pops up on track 12 of the new Clips album with a song called Let God Sort 'Em Out Chandeliers. And it's already got the whole rap world buzzing. We don't know yet if this is going to be another diss track or who the target might be, but in a Rolling Stone interview, Pusha T teased that the track is sharp and admitted he's been chasing a Nas feature for years. That alone has everyone watching this collab like it's a ticking time bomb. The Clips tracklist also reveals a song with Kendrick Lamar called Chains and Whip, and the whole album is produced entirely by Pharrell. That's huge because Pharrell, Kendrick, and Pusha T all have a long-running beef with Drake, and fans are already connecting the dots like it's the world's messiest soap opera. Now let's talk about Nas. He's never had any public beef with Drake, but by jumping on a project with Pusha, Kendrick, and Pharrell, Nas is basically picking a side whether he meant to or not. Some folks might think that sounds like a stretch, but people close to Drake are whispering that he's heated about Nas popping up on this album. And it's not hard to see why. Because let's be real, if there's one rapper Drake is truly shook to clap back at, it's definitely Pusha T. Never forget. This is the same Pusha who dropped The Story of Adidon, exposed Drake's secret kid to the world, and straight up shredded Drake's squeaky clean image overnight. Drake tried to play it cool in interviews afterward, but everybody saw how rattled he was. And some say he's never fully bounced back from that blow. When it comes to Nas, it's true he and Drake never had beef, at least none we know about. Drake's even given Nas props plenty of times over the years, showing respect for Nas's legendary status. They were never tight like brothers, but they kept things cool, and the vibe between them always seemed chill in the public eye. But here's where it gets interesting. Nas is a massive fan of Kendrick Lamar. After Kendrick dropped his latest album, right after he bodied Drake in their beef, Nas jumped on Instagram, posted the cover, and wrote, "Always inspired by my brother Kendrick Lamar, keeping the essence of this ish alive and at the forefront, salute King." That's some big time love right there. Now jump to 2025 and Nas is teaming up with Pusha T on an album that also features Kendrick. That's more than just a coincidence. It's a straight up power move. And of course, Drake's not brushing it off. Sources close to him say he's heated and feels like Nas stabbed him in the back. After all, Drake always kept it respectful with Nas, so seeing him link up with his biggest ops is like a slap in the face. And when you look at the Jim Jones drama, a lot of fans are saying this explains everything. They think Drake backing Jim during this whole Jim versus Nas mess isn't about loyalty. It's Drake lashing out, trying to send a message to Nas for getting cozy with Pusha and Kendrick. Everyone knows Drake's not the type to sit back quietly when his clout's on the line. If something even hints at knocking him off his throne, he's gonna throw slick shots even if it's got nothing to do with him. And now people are saying this whole mess proves how petty Drake really is. Instead of minding his own business or focusing on his next hit, he's jumping into beef that doesn't involve him at all, just to make sure he stays at the center of the conversation. And let's be real, it's all because of who's teaming up with who. The second Nas appeared on Pusha's album, Drake couldn't handle it. Knowing Pusha can't stand him, Drake felt like Nas was picking sides, so he rushed to back Jim Jones and start shading Nas. Honestly, it makes sense. Drake's whole brand has always been about loyalty, politics, and keeping his narrative airtight. He only surrounds himself with people who won't challenge him, and if they do, he cuts them off faster than a bad verse. So no, it's not a shocker that Drake dove headfirst into the Jim Jones versus Nas drama like it's his personal war. But let's be honest, what fans are way more hyped about is that upcoming Clips album. With Pusha, Kendrick, Nas, and Pharrell all cooking together, you just know it's gonna shake the whole game up. And if Drake wants to keep his crown, he better start writing his comeback bars now. Like, share, comment your thoughts below, subscribe for more, and see you in the next one.